Good morning everyone, how are we going today? It's actually lovely weather today. It's a nice winter's day. I got my jumper off even. Sun's shining, no wind. What are we doing? We sell a bit of hay during the winter time when people need it. So I actually have done a truckload of hay this morning and it's about 10 o'clock now and I've just gone to get a little bit more loosened hay that's going a little bit later on. It's just a little bit of something I do when I bought the baler. I just sell a bit of hay to help make the repayments on it. But we've actually got to take the barley out of that silo and put it into the old tip truck. There's not much left in it, but we've got a load of DDG pellets coming next week, and I don't know whether we're going to get time to do it before then. So got to put it in the old tip truck and cover it with a tarp. And also we've got some lambs over there in sort of a feed lot, just because we've got a paddock for the sort of the heavier lambs, but those ones is just a bit hard because you want to give them good feed. You don't just want to put them on a paddock and that's, you know, sort of a bit tall, and because lambs don't do on tall grass. So got to keep the feed up to them. We're just sort of getting them started on a bit of barley, and then when these pellets come, we'll sort of give them a bit of a ration. There's also feedlot pellets in with them that sort of stops them getting acidosis and things like that, and it bumps up the protein in the barley, because barley's got a lot of energy but not a lot of protein, which is really what lambs need. So I'm just filling this trailer up full of barley and mixing some of these buffer pellets in with it for the feedlot lambs. These pellets stop sort of acidosis, which is a build-up of gas in the belly from the barley, and they've also got a lot of protein in them, which barley lacks. It's sort of a lot of energy but not a lot of protein. I'm just getting a bit more out of this so that we can keep feeding those lambs until the pellets get here, and then we'll start using lick feeders to feed them, so we're not trail feeding them, because there's a lot of waste on the ground with trail feeding. I'm just putting enough in here till early next week when the truck comes with the pellets, and then we can start putting it in the feeders then. What else has been happening this week? We had another 2 sets of triplets. These little fellas should be pretty right now. I gave them a bit of straw, keep them a bit warmer. Yeah. Just going to give them some water and a bit of feed. And they're out in that paddock, front paddock there. Going really well. We kept them in for 2 or 3 nights. We also got a couple of poddies, unfortunately. We had to pull 2 lambs, which is the first lambs we've pulled this year, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, the ewe, she was all right to begin with for a couple of days, and we were giving her penicillin and a bit of pain relief. But unfortunately, I think when we were pulling the lamb had its head turned backwards, so we had to sort of try and turn its head forwards and get it out properly. And in the process, she started bleeding on the inside. Whether that's from her pushing too hard or us, we're not too sure, but unfortunately she died a couple of days later. So we've got 2 poddy lambs now, and we've also just poddied 1 lamb onto another ewe, and I'll show you that in a sec what we did. What are you doing? Oh, he's on. He's on. What up? So this ewe here, as you can see, that lamb looks a little bit funny. Yes, you do, I'm afraid. And that's because this ewe, she lost her lamb for whatever reason. I'm not too sure I was cutting hay this morning, so Dad went around the ewes and checked her. This lamb's mum didn't have very much milk, so what Dad did was brought him home, and we actually scun the lamb of hers and put the skin on him, because what sheep do is they know their lambs by smell. When they're freshly born like this, they know their lambs by smell, and that's how they can tell and don't lose their lambs. So she thinks that that's her lamb now, and as you can see, she's letting it drink, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's one way we know that the lamb. We know the lamb's a lot happier with a sheep than it's going to be with us trying to potty it. So we've got 2 potties there out of that ewe I was just talking about before, and I'll show you them in a sec. And they're little goers, so they're going well. This is one way. One, we avoid getting more potty lambs, and 2, obviously the milk out of a sheep is a lot better than the powdered milk. So what are you doing? It is pretty common to do that, to skin the lamb. It's a little bit gross, but that's, as I say, the benefits out of it. He's quite happy though. Bah, bah. And these 2 have just been born. Hey? They were just out the paddock, and I think Dad just brought them home just to make sure that they'd survive and everything. They're going well now. They'll probably get let out tomorrow, so staying here for a night. Tough day at the office, isn't it? Hey? Hey, son? A bit tough, hey? What are you doing? Fatty? Hey? Hey, Max? What are you doing? What are you doing? Look what I found. These are the 2 little potty lambs. They've just been in the shed for the past... well, this is their second day. This is their second day without mum, so just putting them out in this little paddock here behind the house for the day. I'll probably put them back in the shed tonight, but they need names, so if you got any, put them in the comments down below, and I'll pick the best ones. Hey, little fellas. They're little goers. They want to be alive. I'll bring you drinking a bit later. Your bellies are still full. Hey? Anyway guys, this video has been a bit all over the place. I've sort of filmed a little bit this week, but I think it's starting to drag on a bit now, so apologies for that and getting a bit boring, so I might leave it there and throw this other footage that I've got throughout the week of lambing and stuff. With that, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one. And don't forget to post down below the names for the 2 potty lambs. So alrighty guys, catch you in the next one. See ya, bye.